Oh my gosh. Oh good heavens. Is he actually starting on time this week? Can it be? Hi kids. Your old pal Stevie Coyle here. Your old pal Stevie Coyle here. Perking up and looking pretty and getting ready to do the Friday noontime webcast, which is going to be a short one this week because I just have one guitar to show you. And I'm trying to keep these things at a manageable length. Irish. Can't stop talking. But I'm going to try to confine it to one guitar, and then maybe that will confine the stream a little bit. Constrain the stream to 15 minutes. See if I can sneak it in 15 minutes. Let's see who all's here. And let's make sure, as usual, sorry about this, I always say hello, and then I dive right into the old Etch-a-Sketch here and have to see who's happening and if we're up and rocking. This is Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California, and I think we're rolling. Oh good heavens! Is he actually starting on time this week? Yes, he is. All right. Well, very good. Nice to see you all. One guitar to show you this week. Oh, and hang on a sec. I'll be right back. It's a Washburn from 1890. I say it's a Washburn from 1896, and I want to print out the details for you. And how you been? I've been okay. We're back to wearing masks, and that's no fun. I'll be right with you. Stevie Coyle here at Mighty Fine Guitars. Make yourself comfy, grab a little beverage. I'll be right with you. I'm just printing something out, details on the guitar that I want to show you this week. I'm getting hoarse, shouting. But here it comes. Here come the details. Oh yeah, hot off the press. And here it is. Here are the details. It's a wonderful late 19th century guitar in near museum condition, and it's true. I often talk about parlor guitars and the distinction between what a lot of people call parlor guitars. You know, a lot of us that grew up with dreadnoughts and jumbo guitars, because that's all we saw on the covers of albums that we listened to, were dreadnoughts for the most part, some jumbos as well. Some folks of a certain age tend to think of anything smaller than a dreadnought as a parlor guitar. Not true. Technically speaking, in nerd speak, in guitar nerd speak, a parlor guitar is anything smaller than an O body. Its dreadnoughts are the big boys. Then there's quadruple O's, and actually they're kind of rare, but I have a quadruple O in right now. Then below that are the OM/triple O size guitars. This is all in descending order of size, of width of the lower bout and depth of the body and all that kind of stuff. There's dreadnought, quadruple O, also known as the M series in the 80s for those of you that are extremely pedantic out there. There's dreadnoughts, quadruple O's/M's. Then there's triple O/OM's, which are the same size but have different string lengths, or scale lengths, and fingerboard widths, generally speaking. And there's double O's, which are at a size that you can sort of wrap your brain around as being kind of classical guitar size, modern classical guitar size. Then there's O below that, size-wise. And then below that are technically the parlor guitars. So this here guitar right here, that I can hear you saying, show it, show it, show it, Coyle. Here's the mighty Washburn. Let me tell you a bit more about it. Washburn guitars were originally products of the Lyon and Healy Company of Chicago. George Washburn Lyon was the full name of one of the partners. So there's the Washburn right there. They made a great many musical products, including many thousands of guitars. The average this is an interesting statement from the current owner of this guitar. The average Washburn is cute, but not of the same quality as Martins of the period. True enough. However, they did make some of far higher quality, and while the vast majority of Washburns were ladder braced, this one is X-braced like a Martin, which means it's got this kind of, instead of that kind of constrained, small, ladder-braced sound. This is astonishing volume and resonance from a little tiny guitar, and it's due primarily to the fact that it's X-braced down here instead of ladder-braced. It's X-braced, so the top flexes a whole lot more, especially around the lower bout, where most of the sound of an acoustic guitar is generated. We talk about the sound hole, and yes, some sound comes out of the sound hole, of course, but most of it comes off the lower bout, acting as a drum, and the bridge acting as kind of the activator for that drum. How about that? Fun facts to know and tell. The wood is also of higher quality. While most Washburns use Brazilian rosewood for the sides and back, often the ones that have survived at all have many cracks in the rosewood, presumably due to a lack of sufficient seasoning of the wood before construction. This one, however, is primo Brazilian rosewood. Sides and back that are crack-free, one top crack coming down from the bridge. There's a little crack coming down from the bridge, beautifully repaired, and one on the and one top crack coming down, a very short one on the base side of the top, right. A little teeny one over here on the base side of the top. Nothing tragic, totally expectable for a guitar of this age and this pedigree. The top binding utilizes the same sort of small herringbone that Martin was using on their Style 28 guitars, but it adds another line of checkerboard black and white inside of that. So it's kind of Martin-y, but kind of Lion and Healy-y, and Washburn-y at the same time. Abalone fingerboard inlays are attractive and tastefully engraved. I feel like Harold Merrill. Attractive and tastefully engraved. The soundhole rosette is considerably fancier than anything Martin offered, but once again, very tastefully done. I agree. There was a tendency, it just kind of exploded, especially in France in the 18th century, to go wild with abalone, and Italy as well. We had a French guitar come through here, an Aubry Mare came through, an 18th century guitar that was really lovely, but just exploding with big hunks of abalone. To continue, this is one of the strangest features, and I wonder, let me see if I can actually show you. It's going to be tough to show you this, but those of you that know D'Addario strings know that the ball ends have different colors. I wonder if perhaps even in this dim light, if you can see the ball ends sticking out of this side of the bridge. Completely unusual. Typically, they would stick out of that side of the bridge, but this is called the Durkee Bridge, the patented Durkee Bridge, which is not in general use nowadays. What happens with the bridge here is the string gets strung through this side of the bridge, goes down into the sound hole, wraps around the pin, and then comes back out and goes up across the saddle up to the nut and into the tuners. Unusual, to say the least, but for whatever reason, this whole guitar works. Everything works on it. It's great. It's fantastic. The Durkee Bridge, which has the strings entering the front of the bridge through the small holes, winding around the bridge pins. Very clean. The neck has been reset on this guitar. Often a consideration. You know, there's a D45 in the shop right now, actually, that is right on the edge of needing a neck reset. It probably needs a neck reset, and that's the thing with most guitars of a certain age that are steel strung. And this one is currently steel strung with extra light steel strings. The pressure of the strings pulls up on the bridge, so sometimes you see bridge separation, and it pulls up on the neck as well, so you see the angle of the neck go this way. It's not that it often can't be corrected with a truss rod, which at this vintage they don't even have truss rods. It can't be fixed with a truss rod. The whole neck needs to be unglued, popped out, and reset, and splinted back to restore the proper neck angle to the body. This one has had one of those, totally expert. So this guitar is all ready to go. There's no waiting to play this guitar until you get a neck reset, which is often the thing. When a guitar needs a neck reset, it often plays just fine in first position. It sounds okay. It sounds in tune. It sounds reasonably tuned. The minute you come out of the first position, you get up above the third fret or so, the intonation gets wonky. The notes aren't right. Sadly, there were lots and lots of Martins in the early 70s through the mid-70s that did exactly that, had the bridges put on in the wrong place. Martin kind of forgot that they were building with wooden jigs and tools, and that wood was wearing. Wow, even just tuning up is a joy. I'm sort of saying to myself, wow, all that sound out of this little guitar. Those of you with perfect pitch, sing along. It really isn't often that it's totally fun to tune a guitar, but that much sound out of this little guitar is a big surprise on every string. Speaking of tuning, I'm going to show you the tuners in just a second because they're original. And wonderful. Can you see them? Very high quality stuff. Washburn outdid themselves with this one. This was a showpiece guitar for sure. For sure. I'll continue with my my little diatribe here, my little monotribe. With extra light steel strings, which it has on, the neck has only the slightest amount of relief, pretty much exactly what you'd want. So there's a little curve introduced into the fingerboard from the pressure of the strings, but it's what you need so that as you fret one string, the string doesn't rest on a subsequent fret. There's always got to be some curve. People look down the neck of a guitar and say, oh, this guitar needs adjustment because there's a curve in the neck. There always has to be some curve in the fingerboard to allow for the fact so that you don't sitar, so that you don't have the sound of a sitar from having fretted one note, but having the string vibrate against subsequent frets as you move up the fingerboard. Note, tuning gears are the originals. They're quite high quality. Note the attractive rounded volute below the peg head. And there it is. Again, I hope you can see right there. It is attractive and it is rounded. Right on both counts, whoever wrote this up. The nut width, now for those of you with big old fingers or that prefer a wide fingerboard, this one is a little wider than 1 13/16 inches at the fingerboard. Kind of standard dreadnought size that so many of us again grew up with is 1 11/16. Kind of more standard size for general play these days is 1 3/4, 1 12/16. This one is creeping up on the width of a classical guitar neck, which is full 2 inches. This is on the wide side of 1 13/16 inches. 24 3/4 inch scale, so it's short scale, real easy to play. What a honey! Holy smokes! Yeah, baby. And with that in mind, I will play it again in just a minute. I want to check and say hello to whoever might be here. Hello, who might be here? 23 people are here. Hi there, 23 people. Who are you all? Let me say hello. Maybe Miss Nancy here for a second. And I see Miguel, and I see Leah, and I see Laura Ann, and Sigrid. Hey, Sigrid, how are you? Nice to see you online, at least. Ken Bonfield. Oh, Ken Bonfield's toe is shooting up in his boot, I guarantee. Where'd you go? I say, where'd you go? Here I am, David. I'm over here. I miss you too, Ken. Great to see you. Great to see you online, at least. I understand you have a new guitar as well. And perhaps I'll feature that builder next week, because I have one of his guitars here. There we go. That's a good idea. I'll do that next week. Very good. Whoever else is online here, feel free to pop up and say hello, and we'll take it from there. Let me check my timing here. I want to keep this under 15 minutes. Can he do it? Ooh, it's going to be close. It's going to be real close. It's 12:14. I'll play a little bit. what a treat. Lovely little guitar. And it could be yours for the low, low price of $5,000 or thereabouts. I'm sure offers would be taken against the $500. The asking price, totally worth every cent. But the owner there might be a little bit of flex in there. Not much, I'm guessing. Because this is worth, especially with the neck reset and in perfect playing shape, and 123 years old? Is that right? 124, it's 1896. 125 years old. Holy smokes. And in great shape. Beautiful. Pumpkin color. It's turned that beautiful vintage pumpkin color. The back and sides are crack-free Brazilian rosewood, which is unusual for wood of this vintage. Because, as mentioned on the little cue sheet there, guitars were often built before the wood was cured properly. And this one, they just took all the time they needed to and went completely premium. And it's a real treat. A Washburn from 1896. And it's available at Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California. Your old pal Stevie Coyle here, signing off for this time. Although, let me check and see if there are any questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll make something up. Yes, Bruce. Folks, Bruce Kaplan and his wife, Claudia Russell, are doing a show at 5 o'clock this afternoon on Facebook. Bruce, is it on Claudia's page? Tune these folks in. They're hilarious. They're just a real treat, and they play real good and sing real great. So tune them in if you can. At 5 o'clock Pacific time, Bruce Kaplan and Claudia Russell. And they'll tell you all their stories, I'm sure. Hey there, Cindy from Copperopolis. You bet. Right on. Well, okay. Hi, Steve Borgard. Very good. It really is a sweetie, Ken. True fact. You bet. Hi, Juliet. Frank Buffum is online. Hey, Henry. Excellent. Nice to see you, Heng. Robert Earl Davis. Excellent. Shay Greenwood. Hooray. Even compressed through the phone, it comes through, doesn't it? Somebody come buy the thing. If I was going to, and I'm not, but if I was going to violate the Prime Directive and start buying guitars out of my own shop, and if I didn't already have an Alan Perlman guitar that is too similar to this to even consider this, I would consider this. So consider it, folks. If you're looking for the ultimate couch cuddler, the ultimate sofa sweetheart, that you can sit back, kick back and play while you're watching Netflix or, Wives of New Jersey, or don't do that. Oh, what am I saying? Anything but that. If you're doing anything but that, you can play this guitar on the couch. How's that? Your old pal Stevie Coyle here, signing off for the Friday noontime webcast, the end of July. I'll be back next week with other new stuff. Presumably, some new stuff came in that I was going to show you, but it went out just as swiftly as it came in. So sorry about that, kids. I'll hope to have some new stuff for you next week. And once again, Lafayette, California, Mighty Fine Guitars, mightyfineguitars.com. Tune it in on the website. Some new stuff going up on the website today, some recent additions. And guitars are available online. I'd be glad to do, if there's anything online you'd like to take a look at, I do Skype sessions, I do FaceTime, I do Zoom. Never even heard of Zoom before 15 months ago, 16 months, whatever it is. And now I'm on it multiple times a day for one thing and another. So that's a great way to audition guitars. We can set up a system just like this. I can play guitars for you if you live out of the area. If you're in the area, come on in, but wear a mask for the next couple of days, for the next few days until we're told not to. The place is small. Circulation is not great here, especially when I got to keep the door closed because of noisy stuff going on outside. So wear your mask. I'll wear mine, and we'll make it work. Come on into Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California, the home of the Tri-Cities, in the Tri-Cities area. And there, actually there is a Tri-Cities area here. There's Lafayette, Moraga, and Orinda that they all smash together and refer to collectively as La Marinda. So come visit La Marinda. Come say hello. I'll be here. I'm not here on Sundays and Mondays. I'm here Tuesdays through Saturdays. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are pretty much for lessons. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are the best day to visit the guitars. All right. See you down the road, everybody. Great to see you.